This is Car Chronicles Extra. Welcome to our weekly look at all things automotive. We're in the WWJ newsroom this week, and we're going to hone in on fuel economy later in this program. We're also going to take a look at some very interesting new commercials from Chrysler and look back at a concept vehicle from Jaguar that's going to be turned in to something very interesting. So that's coming up. That's some eye candy for you. But first, we start with jobs, and more jobs, and they're being added by General Motors.
Over the course of the next couple of months, we intend to announce greater than $2 billion in incremental investment in the United States in 17 facilities in 8 states, primarily located in this region. That should create and retain an additional 4,000 jobs in the United States.
Ackerson says GM has about 1,300 workers currently on layoff. After they're brought back, the company will start hiring again. He wouldn't say where the new jobs will be coming, but a lot of speculation centers around GM's Detroit Hamtramck plant. Now, no comment from officials at that plant either, as they broke ground for a new solar cell farm, the largest in this part of the state. It will help power the plant, and along with other energy-saving efforts, will help GM save $3 million a year. Detroit Hamtramck was chosen because it's the home of the Chevy Volt.
This array will significantly lower energy use by combining solar power with other efficiency tactics we're using, such as lighting and equipment upgrades and automated equipment shutdown. And this isn't only about going green for green's sake. This is about lowering this plant's environmental footprint and improving our bottom line.
Auto supplier Bosch playing host to Detroit area Congressman Gary Peters and Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow. They were there to look at technology and also call for more aid to suppliers and others who develop fuel-efficient powertrains. Now, a few days later, Bosch CEO Peter Marks spoke to the Automotive Press Association, and we had a chance to talk with him beforehand. Let's talk about fuel economy. Obviously, that's a topic on everybody's mind with gasoline at $4 a gallon. Seems to be easing off a little bit, but certainly the drive for better fuel economy is not easing.
The drive for better fuel economy, I think all of the car companies have embraced now this necessity. Even so, we had, after the first spike of the oil prices and the gas prices, we had a decline, but everybody stayed on it, and I think thankfully so. There are now product offerings for smaller, more fuel-efficient cars, but there's much more to come, and all the OEMs and we as a supplier, and this is one of the topics I will have as a major one today, is what are the different technologies for powertrain technology to improve fuel efficiency, and there are many of them.
Do you think consumers have now learned about the importance of fuel economy, even if prices go down, that will stay in the forefront of their mind? When I say prices, I'm talking about gasoline prices.
I predicted that the end consumer, even so when the gas prices came down again, they are suspicious enough that this is only a temporary going down and that it will go up again. So I think latest by this next wave now, having higher fuel prices and having the shock at the gas station, they will believe that this will be a continuous trend, that fuel prices can only go up over a long period of time, and it's a good idea to look out for a fuel-efficient car.
Do you expect to see more diesels in passenger cars? They've been embraced by the European car makers, but still the American car makers, they seem to be more in a truck-based product. They don't seem to be as willing to put them in at least U.S. passenger cars.
We see increasing interest for diesel being at the end consumer, but also at the OEMs, talking about the end consumers, the offerings which are out there. And there are quite a few passenger cars out there you can buy today. The take rate has gone up step by step over the last 2 years and is reaching now 30%, so it's a sizable take rate. And on the light truck market, it's gone up to 62%. So I'm confident that besides all the other alternatives, diesel will play a major role here in this market. Our expectation is that by 2015 we might see as much as 10% diesel penetration.
Is that on all vehicles?
On
or?
all vehicles, yes.
And you had a chance this week to meet with a couple of members of Congress. You had them at your office. They're proposing a plan that would give a little more assistance to suppliers than you've had before. How important is it to get that assistance for the new technology?
I think it's very important. As I mentioned, there are so many different alternatives of powertrain solution, being it gasoline, being it diesel, being it hybrid, being the electric car, and there are different alternatives among these. And I think in order to get all these technologies really developed and ready for the market, there is a lot of engineering resources needed, and we need some help from the government in order to finance this.
Detroit Lion rookie Ndamukong Suh, one of the stars in the latest series of Chrysler ads. These are for the Chrysler 300, and they look as gritty as the Super Bowl ad.
Humble beginnings are true beginnings. They're character-building beginnings.
Suh was in one ad. There are two others, both with music professionals, Dr. Dre, and record producer John Varvatos.
When you come to New York from a place like Detroit, no one expects you to influence the world of fashion. But when you do, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Not
Chrysler says the three were chosen because they represent the determination Detroit is known for. Now, if you think the Chrysler 300 is beautiful, and it is, remember this concept car? The Jaguar CX-75 celebrating the company's 75th anniversary. It's a hybrid with micro-turbines. Jaguar has decided to produce a limited run of these vehicles without the micro-turbine, but with $1 million plus sticker price. So this is a good time to rerun some of the interview that I did with Jaguar's chief designer, Ian Cullum, back at the LA Auto Show.
The point is, if you've got a car company like Jaguar, our credentials about beauty and performance, you have to maintain that. You can't compromise just because technology is going to have to change, and it will have to change. We're all aware of that. And so therefore, we need to find other ways of doing this. And yes, absolutely, this sort of stuff will happen. It might not be the only thing that happens, but it will happen. There's no doubt about it.
Now that we've talked about something really cool looking that's coming at the high end of the market, let's take a spin on something really cool looking that people can actually afford. Not only are you looking at a Mini Cooper, you're looking at a sport utility vehicle. Kind of, sort of. This is the Mini Cooper Countryman. Yeah, to be dwarfed by a Chevy Suburban or even a Ford Escape, but it is an attempt to add some utility to a small vehicle. It's the first Mini that offers all-wheel drive, which is good, but even an average subcompact gives you more space for stuff. Look here in the back. And of course, the other drawback is the layout of everything. It's still as confusing as you would see in any other Mini. But if you're into unique, this may be for you. It does retain Mini's cute and cool personality, both inside and out, and the fun-to-drive aspect as well. Now, the fully loaded vehicle that Mini let me try out had a sticker price over $30,000, but it did have 31 miles per gallon highway fuel economy. So bottom line, if you're into cute, this may be the cute ute to take a look at. That's our program this week. We'll be back with a brand new episode next week. I'm AutoBeat reporter Jeff Gilbert. Thanks for joining us.